All right, so the Miami Heat just finished. Okay, let me turn that down. Yeah, so the Miami Heat just finished losing to the Los Angeles Lakers 124 to 114 in game 2 of the NBA Finals. What can I say? I mean, it was expected. Down freaking Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic. I mean, the odds of us winning this game were like slim to none. I was thinking about it, before the game. We needed to play, and even Jimmy Butler said it, we needed to play literally a near perfect game in order to come out with the win here. And we just didn't do that. I mean, they put in a whole lot of effort. I mean, I'll give it to them. They shot 51% from the field, 41% from three, 91% from the 3-point line, from the free throw line. So, I mean, they played great, but they just didn't do enough. They got out rebounded on the offensive glass, 16-6. That was easily where I was the most frustrated. I mean, I was literally pulling my hair out because of how easy Anthony Davis was literally doing whatever he wanted in this game. And I'm literally thinking, why isn't Eric Spoelstra telling these guys? Oh, and just to make sure, I mean, I'm talking kind of low because my girlfriend is literally right there sleeping, so I cannot talk too loud, even though I want to scream to the top of my lungs because of how bad this game was. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, the Heat played very, very tough. I mean, I was very impressed with how they played. It was good, but like there were so many like mental lapses, and it might have been might have been not that many. Like if we had Dragic and Bam, we would have had a good chance to win this game. But when you don't have those guys, we don't have the luxury of being able to take plays off. That's just the facts. You can't just expect your team. You can't just expect us to, the like what they say, the margin for error was literally like none. You don't have a margin for error when you don't have those guys, and when they have AD going off. He had probably one of the craziest games I've ever seen in the finals. The guy was like, 14 for 16 at one point, 14 for 15, absolutely killing it. Let me pull up his final stats. He had like 32 points, 14 rebounds, 15 for 20. And then LeBron went 14 for 25 with 33 points and 9 rebounds and 9 assists. I mean, those two guys continue to absolutely wreck us. And same thing with Rondo. Whenever he's out there, I mean, it just feels like especially against the 2-3 zone, it feels like he's just gonna figure it out. And like LeBron James, you have Rondo and Bron, and then with Rondo hitting all those threes, I mean, you'll live with that because you'd rather him shoot a three than AD absolutely maul you in the paint. But in the end, he still made them. He was what? He was like 3 for 4 from the freaking 3-point line. Like, if they're gonna do that, I mean, plus we don't have two of our best 3 players. Oh God, it's just so frustrating because we played a solid game. We did. I mean, Butler came out really well. I mean, he didn't shoot well. 7 for 17. He started like 2 for 7. So he went 5 for 10 the rest of the game after that, which is good. And he had 13 assists, which I'm pretty sure is a playoff career high for him, to go with 8 rebounds and 25 points. So he played well. Tyler Hero, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Olynyk played pretty well. The thing is like the box out, the boxing out. That's where they just. I was literally screaming at the TV. I literally had my girlfriend's dad telling me to calm down because I was literally losing my mind with how many times AD or LeBron James was just like all Kendrick Nunn or Kelly Olynyk was doing was just like just expecting like them to have their body on their side. Like, you're not going to outjump these guys. So I literally learned this in middle school. When you have a guy who's obviously better than you, can jump higher, taller, bigger, whatever the case may be, you need to put your body on him, get lower, and box him out. That's what you need to do. If it gets called a foul, fine. Let it get called a foul. But you cannot let these guys just live down there. That's what they were doing. And when that happens, you're just gonna get beat. You're just gonna lose. You're gonna lose this game, and that's exactly what happened here. And when we got those, and the fact that we got all this solid production from these players, I mean, Duncan Robinson was still like kind of a no-show. I mean, he only had what do you have? He had like 9 points, 9 points on 2 for 7 from the 3-point line. I mean, these guys are obviously blitzing him so that he can't get open because they know that that's like very important. But then the thing is, kind of like how he was finding in the second half, I felt like he was finding those passes way quicker than he was in the first half. He wasn't getting like after, because what the thing I praised of him literally heading into this series was the fact that he's getting so good at finding the passes off of those double teams, because they literally I'm not really double team, but it's more like the guy the defender of the screener like just blitzes Duncan Robinson so he can't get a 3-point shot off, which is perfectly fine. That means that the screener is open. He found it way more in the second half. And that's why we ended up pretty much winning this. I think we won the whole second half. Let me go to this to check it one more time. We literally won the whole second half by 4 points. So I mean, there are some good things, but the thing is, he wasn't doing that in the first half. So it kind of makes sense that we lost the first half by 8-6 by 14. It we needed a full 48 minutes from literally every single player, and we didn't get it. I mean, Iguodala, he needed to hit those threes that he was hitting in the Celtics series. He wasn't even taking them in this game. I feel like he only took 1 3. He took 1 3, made 1 3, and that 1 3 was literally when we were down 14 points with a minute and a half left in the game. That can't happen. That can happen. I understand you're looking for the better shot, but you've been hitting them. Go for it. I mean, they got fucking Rondo taking threes. Take them, Iggy. Take them. Like, if they're going to give it to you, we don't have the offensive weapons on the floor right now to just make something happen. So he needs to just hit those shots, and he was making them. I knew going into the series it was going to be tough. I knew losing Dragic, losing Bam would make it even tougher. So, I mean, I'm not as frustrated as I would be, but it's just like it feels like they could have done a little more, and the fact that they were so close just makes it sting a little bit. I mean, the series isn't over. They're still only down 2-0. If Bam can come back in game 3, maybe you get Dragic back. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt you get Dragic back in game 3, but at least Bam get some treatment on that neck, on the shoulder, and hopefully he comes back. And it's possible because he would obviously help on the rebounds. He'd help on the defense inside. That was absolutely atrocious today. But I mean, the Heat just need a miracle, man. It sucks. It sucks to say. I mean, we look so good going into these finals because they played the Bucks so well. They played, but I mean, these guys are hitting, and I think they didn't even hit the 3 ball that well. The Lakers tonight. What was it that they hit? God, let me go back to that. They shot 34%. I mean, it's not terrible. 16 for 40. They took 47 3-pointers in this game because and that's a good thing. You want these guys to shoot as many 3-pointers as you want. Like, there was a time when like LeBron was like settling for long 3-pointers, deep 3-pointers. That's what you want. That's what you want. And he missed. But the thing is, there were so many times when we got the shot we wanted and we didn't finish the possession with a rebound because we didn't box out. We literally let AD just walk in like that. I do not understand how we won that third quarter. I mean, I understand Udonis has them like just screamed at these guys and told them get your shit together because they needed to, because they were obviously like being lazy. Like, I understand you might be tired because some of these guys are getting a little extra minutes, but that can't happen. That can't happen in the finals. You want to win a title, you need to have full-blown effort the entire game. That's just facts. And I don't know, man. It was just really tough. I mean, if we don't get these guys back, I mean, it's borderline impossible for us to win this series. I mean, without Dragic, the offense just stalls way too much. I mean, there were so many times when it just looked like they were kind of like trying to grasp something. They were trying to look for something and they just couldn't because there was no one that can really break down the defense. I mean, Tyler Hero was doing it at times, and I like what I saw from him. He didn't look nearly as bad as he did in game 1, but we just weren't executing 100% on the offense. I mean, it's just we shot 50%. We shot 50%. So yes, we did, but it's just those few things. And in the end, despite not having despite having a great offensive game, like there are a few things that we didn't do right. And without having two of our best three players in the end, you needed everything to go right. And since it didn't, we obviously lost. But I mean, in the end, I'm happy from what I saw from this Heat team. To even make it to this point was huge. I don't give a crap what people are saying about, oh, this is such a boring finals. I mean, all right, bro, then turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. I mean, your team is at home, like watching the TV just like you are because either the Miami Heat beat them or they just weren't good enough. Our team is here and I'm happy about it. I mean, I'm really proud of this team, but I I really don't want to get swept. Injuries do suck. Injuries do suck, fucking suck. But there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to next man up, which they did tonight. Olynyk had like 24 points, and you still lose because yeah, it would have been. But I mean, regardless, it's just this AD and LeBron James are the two best players in this series coming in, and they've looked like the two best players in this entire series regardless. Like it's living up to that thing, and like by far, like I know Jimmy's playing well, but AD and LeBron are playing just on another level, and they're picking apart that 2-3. Like there's times when the 2-3 zone looks like it's good, and but then there's other times when it looks like the Lakers are just absolutely dissecting it because LeBron has such great IQ. Like that one time where he literally got the ball inside the middle of the 2-3 zone and gave a quick pass to AD before he even touched the ground. That's IQ, and that's how you beat the zone, man. And he just didn't have the perfect game that they needed. So yes, hopefully Bam can come back for game 3. That gives us a slight chance to make this a series again. Uh, but overall, this is going to be nearly impossible to win. I mean, it's just the facts. I mean, it's also not an easy matchup. I mean, they have so much size and LeBron. I mean, LeBron in the end, even when you're trying to stop it, and AD, even when you're trying to stop AD and you're trying to stop LeBron James, these guys just are stepping up. LeBron was making a lot of his three-pointers tonight. AD was literally unstoppable tonight. When you can't stop their two best players at all, like even if you're trying to focus on one of them, even if you could just take out one of them, that would help. And that just didn't happen. So that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, for this live stream reaction to game two's loss. I'm gonna keep doing this for the rest. I mean, there was at least some good news with me already talking about the Marlins win, so I'm happy with the Marlins going through. Obviously, with the Heat, it's still great that they were at least able to make it to the finals, but this looks like they're just way too overmatched. So hopefully, game 3, Bam can come back and we can maybe have a series. So I'll talk to you guys then.